Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so I am live from our new house. I just have a little hair go up. So yeah, we are moved in, so I kind of got my new little office. You can kind of see it's a little bit bigger, so it's kind of nice. Still working out when I do lives and video, my light situations. But I wanted to hop on here anyway and talk about fire cider and what it is. So I have been this holiday season making a lot of homemade gifts because I did this Becca Patchoulie's homemade holiday gift guide and I loved it. And one of the best things actually that I got out of it was I wrote down every single person that I wanted to give a gift to, and then I wrote down how I wanted to make them feel. So not only was it what gift was I going to give them, it was what intention did I want them to feel. So then I thought about each person and I thought, okay, this person needs a little bit more grounding in their life. This person needs a little bit more calm. This one needs a little bit more energy. And so just kind of bringing in whatever they felt or I felt that they needed in their lives. So that was something that I really wanted to do this holiday season. And so one of them was making fire cider. And so I am making winter solstice baskets for a few of my friends next week, and I'm going to deliver it to them. And I made fire cider for them. And so what is fire cider? It is something that can be used if you're feeling sick or run down or just kind of like, ugh. One of the ways to use it is to actually have a tablespoon every day. So you can take it while you're feeling good and feeling like healthy, or you can take it if you start to feel a little bit run down. And so you just take a teaspoon, a tablespoon, whatever a day, and it takes about a month to make. So I'm just going to kind of warn you now because I started making some, but it's not going to be ready until January. So if you're interested, here's the recipe. And again, this is from Becca Patchoulie, but you can also Google fire cider and learn more about it, or you can just buy some, but really making it is pretty easy. I used a jar. Shoot, I don't have a jar in here that I used, but those jars, pretend this is my jar. I used one of those jars that have the lids that you can clasp shut because you do want to clasp it shut for a month. So that's the type of jar I used, like a mason jar, like a glass you could use too, but you just got to make sure you seal the lid. So that's the main thing, is that the lid stays sealed for a month. But what it is you use half an onion and you want to chop it up, and then you take apple cider vinegar, but you leave that off to the side for right now, and make this good apple cider vinegar. So make sure it's like drinkable and it's higher quality. Try to shift so I don't have the light. And then you want to take grated turmeric, so about a tablespoon of grated turmeric. You can do 2 cloves of garlic, chop that up. You can do an inch of fresh ginger and then chop that up. You can do 3 spicy peppers. I actually used a jalapeno pepper. You can do 2 inches of sliced burdock root. I did not use burdock root because I did not have it handy. Trying to think what I used instead. I'll get back to you on that one. I used a juice of a lemon, and then at the end I'll use honey. So I mixed all that together. So basically you chop up the onions, the apple, or not the apple cider vinegar. You put the onions, the turmeric, the garlic, the peppers, any of the burdock roots, the gingers. I use actually hot pepper, like pepper seasoning. Lemon, you really can't go wrong. So you kind of mix it up with some herbal or just healing tea, like if you've seen anything on like healing teas and you see some of the ingredients, anything like that can actually be put into this fire cider. And then at the end, you pour in, you fill it up 3/4 the way with the apple cider vinegar. So at the very end, you fill it up with that. Then you seal it and you let it sit for about a month. So about 3 to 4 weeks. I'm going with 4 weeks, so I can really get in all of those medicinal uses for like the onions and the peppers and just really spicing it up. And then at the very end, so after that, you're going to drain out the apple cider vinegar. You're going to keep that. So you're going to keep the water component of this, and then you're going to put that into a dish, into another probably sealing dish, and then you're going to store that. You mix in a tablespoon of honey. Mix it in with the water stuff. You can discard the leftover onion and the leftover grated garlic and all of that. You can discard that, but you keep the juice component of this. And then you can store it in your fridge. So make sure you have it in a sealed jar. But then you'll take a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons daily. And so that's, again, to prevent some colds. It's if you're feeling run down, if you're feeling like you're getting the flu. This is safe for kids. And so I'm going to have, once it's ready, so mine will be ready in about a month, my son and I, and if I can convince my husband to do it, I'll take a tablespoon every day. And so that's something that I'm giving away as gifts as well into some winter solstice baskets that I'm making. And then I'm just giving it away to my in-laws. And it's a really good kind of gift idea just to a little educational component just to teach people what it is, but it's a really good gift to help preserve health. So it's kind of a different natural, if you're looking for a more natural remedy for things, that is one of them that I am trying this year. So I will let you know how that goes. My first batch will be ready January 10th. So that is what I have. I will show you. I'll actually get one and show you the jar that I made, plus a little tour of the new house. So yes, that was my lovely office. And here are my ones that I made. So here is the jar. So you can kind of see this is what it looks like. So again, I'm going to be keeping all of the juice stuff, and I will be draining out all of the garlic and all of that stuff. So it looks kind of funny right now, but I'll drain it and I'll keep it, and I'll put it just in another jar like this, or I'll keep it in one of my mason jars. I have 2 going right now. So again, when you fill it, this size is really good because you fill it 3/4 of the way up, so almost to the top. I only had one size like that, and then I had a bigger size, so I just compared them side by side to make sure they're about the same with what is in it. So that's one way to make these fire cider, is if you have one of these jars, I would suggest something that closes like this so you can really get that tightness and it doesn't spoil. So that, and then it's just sitting out on my counter and it will just age there for about a month. So that's how you make fire cider. So let me know. And again, there's not really anything wrong that you can put in it. Like the garlic I used wasn't fresh garlic. It was these minced garlic from Penzeys. In here, like if you don't have any fresh turmeric, spiced turmeric, totally fine just using it through here. I think I did throw in some cinnamon. So again, whatever you kind of have around that are healing herbs that you know of, dumping that in there is totally fine. So that's what I got for you guys today. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and let me know how it goes if you guys try a jar. And again, remember it sets for about a month before you should enjoy it. And again, probably just a tablespoon at a time, not a whole jar. Might be a bit intense. All right, talk to you guys probably next week. Oh, and I do have a good podcast out today with Molly Doyle. And I also had one from last week because I didn't do a Facebook Live last week because we were in the midst of moving. But Claudia Petrilli was last week, and we talked about winter, eating through the winter months, and super awesome for self-care, winter nutrition, holiday stuff. That was a really good episode if you're kind of looking or struggling with stuff there. And then today is with Molly Doyle about fitness and, you know, just getting in what fitness you can and fitness on the go. So both of them are really good episodes. And I will be back next week. I'm going to talk a little bit more about winter solstice next week, since it is going to be, what is it, on Thursday? Yeah. On Thursday, winter solstice is, and I'm going to tell you about the baskets that I'm making and just little ideas for what you can do on winter solstice if you're looking for ways to kind of honor the darkness of the day, but still get a little self-reflection. Some of you might be off work, so some really cool ideas that you guys can do. All right, so I will be back again next week. Talk to you guys later. Bye.